Level 4 and 5 public hospitals. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Senator Alexander Mundege. Yes, Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I beg your indulgence, and particularly to the members of the House, including Senator Lomonen, who is about to walk out. Mr. Speaker, it was not any different even in school, Mr. Speaker, when we were classmates. That's Lomonen for you. The point I'm trying to prosecute is this, Mr. Speaker. We've just moved a procedural motion here that the business for tomorrow and Thursday is an impeachment procedure, process for Nyamira County. We have an order item, specifically the cash disbursement for additional allocation, where we're waiting for the report and hopefully to consider that business. Because if we don't do it today, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, technically today is the last day of sitting. So I want to request colleagues that please bear with us, don't leave the House and the precincts of Parliament, because we must transact that business today. Otherwise, the import is that despite the fact that we have passed the conditional allocations to counties, Mr. Speaker, they will not access that money until February, Mr. Speaker, which will be a great travesty and a dereliction of duty on our part. So I want to plead with our whips to ensure that the members stay in, but also you as the members to request that stay in until we consider that business. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for indulging me.
Senator Alexander Mundege.
Request for statement on labor right and welfare of Kenyans national working in Qatar. Mr. Speaker, sir, the right person to standing under 53(1) to check a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of national concern regarding labor right and welfare of Kenyans national working in Qatar. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the recent visit to Qatar, I meet with Kenyans immigrant workers who raised serious concern regarding their welfare and working conditions. Among the major issues reported were wages disparities compared to other nationalities, unsafe working environment, exploitation by unlicensed recruitment agents, and emotional distress among returnees workers. Also highlighted the lack of streamlined pre-departure process, limited recognition of professional certification acquired abroad, and inadequate support for community engagement and reintegration. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The measures the ministry has implemented as safeguard the safety, dignity, and legal right of Kenyans working in Qatar and returnees, including effort to curb exploitation by unlicensed recruitment agents and prevent misuse of visitor visa in place of proper work permit. The extent of the ministry engagement with the Qatar authorities to ensure fair wages, safe working conditions, and address wages disparities affecting Kenyans in similar role compared to other nationalities. 3. Steps taken to streamline pre-departure producers, just as the establishment of Qatar Visa Center in Kenya, and to support returnees through mental health counseling, job readiness programs, and reintegration funds. Plans in place to support the creation of Kenyan Diaspora Skills Development School in Qatar, and to fast-track recognition of professional certification acquired abroad, particularly in sectors such as education, healthcare, and aviation. 5. The mechanism in place for involving diaspora representatives in national policy consultations on labor, migration, education, and Investment and for Monitoring Implementation of Diaspora Forum recommendations. 6. Whether the ministry facilitate national celebrations,
Order,
sport
honourable
and
senators.
cultural event for Kenyans
Senator
in Qatar,
Seki and the
and
majority
whether
leader.
there is an
Senator Mundigi, when the chair is speaking, it's simply protecting him. Okay, proceed.
5. The mechanism in place for involving diaspora representative in national policy consultation on labor, migration, education, and investment, and for monitoring implementation of diaspora forum recommendations. 6. Whether the ministry facilitate national celebration, sport, and cultural event for Kenyans in Qatar, and whether there is a dedicated funds to support church initiative. 7. Whether the ministry, in collaboration with the other agencies, has considered involving the tax burden borne by Kenyans working abroad and implemented safeguard against fraudulent investment schemes targeting diaspora committees. Senator Alexander Munyimondigi, Senator for Embu County. Doctor.
Senator Mutinda Tabitha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As you do your statement, you proceed to lay your paper and also move your notice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That is well noted. I beg, pursuant to Standing Order 53.1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Health on a matter of national concern regarding the shortage of dexamethasone and surfactant drugs in the public health facilities countrywide. Mr. Speaker, dexamethasone is administered to pregnant women at risk of imminent preterm birth. The drug also accelerates fetal lung development and significantly improves neonatal survival rates. While surfactant is given to paternant neonates soon after delivery, it is critical in optimizing lung function and preventing fatal complications. The shortage of these essential drugs in public health facilities gravely undermines maternal and neonatal care, exposing vulnerable mothers and infants to preventable risk. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following two issues. 1, the reasons for the shortage of dexamethasone and surfactant drugs in public health facilities countrywide, as well as the steps being taken by the Ministry of Health to resolve this issue. Secondly, the interventions being considered to guarantee sustained and reliable supply of dexamethasone, surfactant, and other essential maternal health drugs in order to avert similar shortages in future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I proceed, Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, the 2nd of December, report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the county additional allocations cash disbursement schedule for financial year 2025-2026.
Proceed to give notice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to give notice of motion on our report that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee of Finance and Budget on the county additional allocations cash disbursement schedule for financial year 2025-2026, laid on the table of the Senate today, the 2nd of December, that is pursuant to Standing Order 17.7 of the Public Finance Management Act, which approves the county government's additional allocation cash disbursement schedule for financial year 2025-2026.
Senator Mtata.
Mr. Speaker, sir, this is a request for a statement on the land dispute between the Kenya Defence Forces and the previous owners of the land in Mariakani and Tangatsini locations in Kilifi County earmarked for the construction of an army barracks. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise, pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the land dispute between the Kenya Defence Forces, KDF, and the previous owners of parcel number CR 73-754/26010 in Mariakani and Tangatsini locations in Kaloleni Sub-County, Kilifi County. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the 1980s, the government earmarked the land for the construction of an army barracks and committed to compensate and relocate each affected family to Magarini constituency, where they would each be allocated land with a government-built house. However, only partial compensation ranging between Kenya shillings 500 and Kenya shillings 2,000 was ever paid. Consequently, the affected families continue to reside in the land as they await the promised relocation, even as they faced constant threats of displacement, prohibitions against putting up permanent structures, or burying their deceased relatives on the land. On 1st September 2025, the KDF issued an ultimatum requiring the families to vacate the land without consultation and without any arrangements for compensation or resettlement. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the historical ownership status of the land registered as parcel number CR 73-754/26010 in Kilifi County, including whether due process was followed in the acquisition of the land by the government. 2, the reasons for the failure by the government to fulfill its pledge to relocate the previous owners of the land to Magarini constituency. 3, the timelines for the allocation of houses and land to the affected families in line with the government commitment or for payment in commensurate compensation. 4, whether the ultimatum requiring the families residing on the land to vacate could be rescinded and the families allowed to remain on the land without harassment or undue restrictions until they are fully compensated. Signed, Senator Andrew Mtoto Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia, 26 November 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators will come back to the remaining statements, but allow me to further rearrange today's order paper so that we handle a crucial business that needs to be concluded today. That is order number 13, the motion on the cash disbursement schedule. Clerk, proceed to call that order.
Order number 13, motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the county government's additional allocations cash disbursement schedule for the financial year 2025-2026.
Chairperson, Standing Committee on Finance and Budget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do beg to move that the Senate adopts this report for the county additional allocation cash disbursement schedule for this particular financial year 2025-2026, which I'm going to shortly, which I've shortly just laid on this table today, the 2nd of December, Mr. Speaker. The county additional cash disbursement schedule was submitted as per Section 17 of the PFM Act, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the motion that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee of Finance and Budget on the county government's additional allocations cash disbursement schedule for the financial year 25-26, laid on the table of the Senate on the 2nd of December 2025, and that pursuant to Section 17(7) of the Public Finance Management Act, approves the county government's additional allocation cash disbursement schedule for financial year 2025-2026. Mr. Speaker, as I proceed, that Section 17 of the PFM Act, Cap 412, requires that the Senate does approve this particular schedule. This is a motion that each and every financial year, Mr. Speaker, I've stood here, or my chair have done so, to lay this particular motion. Mr. Speaker, I'll go directly to the main issue, which is how much has been, is actually on this schedule for disbursement. And it is this approval that we shall do today, Mr. Speaker, that gives the counties more monies, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the disbursement amounts to 70 billion, which spreads across 3 key schedules. Mr. Speaker, the first schedule amounts to 2 billion, 2.9, being the total allocation of the unconditional allocations, comprising of 11.5 million from the court fines and 2.9 billion from the 20% share of the mineral royalties, Mr. Speaker. In the morning, Mr. Speaker, in one of our normal discussions, we had a discussion of the issues of minerals, Mr. Speaker. And on this schedule, we have 2.9, Mr. Speaker, that is a share of the mineral royalties. But, Mr. Speaker, this is not an amount that we should actually be so proud of, because where we sit as a country, Mr. Speaker, what is collected through mineral royalties should be able to take care of this country. We should actually move away from borrowing and maximize on our mining, Mr. Speaker. If 20% amounts to 2.9, Mr. Speaker, with more mining policies and structures, Mr. Speaker, this country can be able to generate more revenue through minerals. The second schedule, Mr. Speaker, is 9.9 billion, being the total allocation for the total conditional allocations from the national government share. And, Mr. Speaker, if members could give me their ears, this is where sometimes we go to the ground. We want to communicate to our people, the people that we represent, Mr. Speaker. The amount of 9.9 million, Mr. Speaker, it is critical for members to know that 3.2 billion is the monies for community health promoters. We have always stood for community health promoters when we say that governors are not paying them their dues, Mr. Speaker. I want to confirm before this House that 3.2 is what we are soon going to be able to approve, so that the community health promoters can get their dues and get their dues on time, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, another critical issue that this government, this country has struggled with is the issue of our doctors, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today, in this schedule, 1.7 billion, Mr. Speaker, is for doctors' basic salary arrears. The key word, Mr. Speaker, there is the arrears. People have come out shouting, criticizing, and saying that monies and arrears need to be paid. And health sector is very critical, Mr. Speaker. And I'm tabling before this House that 1.7 billion is what has been approved for the arrears of the doctors' basic salary. 449 million, Mr. Speaker, for the county headquarters. Let me really appreciate my committee members, led by our honorable chair, none other than the party leader of UDM, Mr. Speaker, Senator Faki, Senator Shakila, Senator Boni, Senator Eddie, Senator Essie, Senator Maria, Mr. Speaker, for their dedicated input in the Committee of Finance and Budget. Why? It is this committee in this 13th Parliament, Mr. Speaker, that we've been able to bring all the sectors, public sector, Minister of Health, among other sectors, the governors themselves, for the 5 counties that for the longest they have never been able to receive their funds for their headquarters. We've moved to counties, Mr. Speaker, and we've seen counties. The example is a county like Kakamega. There is no proper chambers in this year of 2025. you know, and whereby we've been able to push that now these counties are able to get their 449 million to be able to finish up on the project of the headquarters that had started. Mr. Speaker, as I proceed, 4.4 billion for the county integrated industrial parks. In short, the KIPES, Mr. Speaker. KIPES are projects that had been started. And it is so sad when sometimes Kenyans do not have value for their money. And that is how we've been able to see a few Kenyans, as much as it is their right, coming out and say this project amounts to this amount of billions, but this project has stalled. Why do these projects stall? Because we do not put money for these projects to continue continue up to the completion status. And in that regard, as far as the KIPES issues are concerned, the amount that has been allocated in the second schedule is 4.4 billion, Mr. Speaker. As I proceed, 93 million from the affordable housing levy, Mr. Speaker. It is clear, Mr. Speaker, we've been able to see how much investment of housing has been put in place. The third schedule, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, is 57 billion.
Senator,
the 50.
I thought you're a member of this committee.
We are dealing here with the disbursement schedule. The bill was already passed. We're just dealing with the disbursement schedule. Thank you.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And, the more time you take, the more members you lose. You can see the traffic and the movement, the impatience.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll still beg my colleagues to just bear with me. In a few minutes, I'll be done. These are the conversations that the people that we represent. It is important for community health workers to know that money has been dispersed. As I conclude, Mr. Speaker, 57 billion is a total allocation for the county additional proceeds from loans and grants, and that schedule is attached in what I've actually been able to table. You can see how much has gone to your specific counties. The third schedule, Mr. Speaker, is that 22 billion from the proceeds of loans, as I've indicated. 34 for single programs shall be only accessed by counties after meeting the criteria performance appraisal that has been set, Mr. Speaker. With those many few remarks, I really want to appreciate the Secretariat of Finance and Budget, led by the clerk, Gitonga, Madam Beverly, and the team, the legal clerks as well, and also pass the same regards to my colleagues in the Senate committee. And I want to take this opportunity because we'll not be sitting again until 2026 from the month of February. I want to wish my members of the committee a happy Merry Christmas and a happy 2026. Thank you.
Who is seconding your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll request Senator of Mombasa, Senator Faki, to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and thank you, Madam Vice Chair, Senator Tabitha. Chair, I rise to second this motion to adopt the disbursement schedule for the county additional allocation cash disbursement schedules for the year 2025-2026. We are almost half the financial year, and our counties have been starved of this cash. Mr. Speaker, sir, the disbursement schedule gives a predictability to the county governments on when the resources will reach their account. And therefore, it is imperative that the Senate, as a watchdog, be alive to the fact that most of the time, these monies are delayed in reaching the counties. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the issue of the donor-funded projects, for instance, FLOCA. At the moment, my Committee of Lands is inviting governors to come and show or provide details of the projects they have done under FLOCA. And most of the counties, Mr. Speaker, sir, are reluctant to appear before us because most of the FLOCA projects which they are alleged to have implemented are all phantom projects. So we need, as senators, to be alive to these factors, because if you see the amounts of monies that have been disbursed on FLOCA, and these are supposed to be climate resilient projects that assist not only the counties, but also the country in meeting its commitments under the climate agreements. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, on KIPES, we note that a sum of about 4 billion is being sent to the counties. However, the counterpart funding for these projects, Mr. Speaker, sir, has not been provided in most of the counties. For instance, speaking for Mombasa, a sum of about 125 million was disbursed in the year 2024-2025. However, nothing was allocated in the budgets of the county of Mombasa for the period 2024-25 and even 2025-2026. So in the end, we might end up with ghost projects, projects that have not been completed, and therefore there will be no value for money. Mr. Speaker, sir, I second. Thank you.
Honourable Senators, I will now propose the question that the Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the county government's additional locations, cash disbursement schedule for the financial year 2025-2026, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 2nd December 2025, and that pursuant to Section 17(7) of the Public Finance Management Act, approve the county government's additional locations cash disbursement schedule for the year 2025-2026. Now the floor is open for debate. Honourable Senators, this is a matter that touches counties. Okay. So, Honourable Wakili Hilary Kiprotich Sigei, you may take the floor. Senator Edwin Sifuna, Senator for Nairobi City County.
Mr. Speaker, it is a schedule. With due respect, the instruction that I have from the minority side is that we proceed to vote on the schedule. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I'm glad that you have posed the intention to put the question. Anything touching on devolution, specifically issues of funding, speaks to the core business of this House. I want to thank you for this opportunity, and I want to second the motion. And as I do so, I wonder, why do we bring this schedule? Probably we are playing into the hands of the National Treasury. The Constitution is very clear in 175 that the National Treasury shall release funds in a timely manner so as to enable devolved units to work. It doesn't say the National Treasury should wait for instructions from anybody. And therefore, when we give this kind of legislation, it's a good thing. We're doing our work. But to me, it's academic. We should use this floor every day, reminding the Treasury that the legislation we made, which indicated that funds should be there on or before the 15th day of the month, is sufficient. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I want to request our governors across the board. Now the money is there. Make use of it. We keep on seeing governors driving around in the counties. Some of them even use county fuel, Mr. Speaker, like in Kakamega, for a special pickup that carries 2 chairs, executive chairs. One for the governor at the funeral, and another one on his left for his wife. I mean, we are not serious. We are not serious, I'll tell you. however connected we are as governors, that is not a demonstration of leadership, Mr. Speaker. And I want to ask about these KIPES. Why did governors